Atomic Habits by James Clear. Let's face it, successful people and unsuccessful people have the same goals. It's the systems and the strategies that are put in place that makes the difference. James Clear's book is the perfect guide to the whys and hows behind those systems. First, we have identity. Improvements are only temporary until they become who you are. You're not just gonna read a book, right? You are going to become a reader. You're not just gonna run a marathon. You are going to become a runner. It's who you are. Your identity is your repeated beingness in a sense, and every action that you perform is a vote for the person you are. So one way to build this new identity is to think about a person in a field where you want to become, that you want to master, right? And when we build our new identity around some positive habit that we want to do or a field that we want to master, we can think to ourselves like, what would the person who is the best at this skill in this field, what would that person do? What would that person's routine look like? And then we mimic that and do what that person would do over and over and over again until that becomes our identity and our new modus operandi. And secondly, we have environment. Environment design can be very powerful when it comes to habit building. I mean, make your bad habits really hard to perform and your good habits easy to perform. Put your gym bag, hang it on the door, on your front door, the night before you're going to go to the gym. Take the candy from the kitchen, move it down to the cellar. Take the batteries out of the remote control after you finished watching TV. Make undesired behaviors hard to perform, while you make habits that you want to keep, that you want to perform, easy to perform. And this brings us to system building for habits. And one of my absolute favorite ideas from this book is the idea of the habit stack. The idea is pretty simple. You hijack an already established habit and you put a new habit on top of it. It could be something simple like, after I brush my teeth, I floss. When I prepare my morning coffee, I take 3 minutes to meditate. After I finished reading my emails in the morning, I read one chapter in the Daily Stoic. That could be a good habit. And the book is just filled of these kind of ideas, and that was just one example. Repetition. A question to ask yourself when it comes to habits is not how long does it take to build a habit, but how many times does it take to build a habit. So let's talk about progress and how we can track things, because there's nothing more satisfying than seeing yourself progress towards a goal, and habit trackers and other forms of visual measurements make habit building more satisfying by providing clear evidence of progress. And one technique that I use a lot is don't break the chain. It could be if you're going to start a workout routine and you have your calendar and you strike off every day that you go to the gym. I use Instagram as a habit tracker for my reader in some ways, because I have summaries of all the books that I've read. I've never missed 1 week on YouTube, so every time I see the counter of one of my videos go to 7 days, like it's been 7 days since the next video, I know I need to post another one because I don't want to break the chain. So as you might have already guessed by this video, I really like this book, and this is like a one-stop shop for habit building. I think that if you have this book, you don't really need another one on habits if that's not just like your main interest in the world. This is very concise. It's super practical. There's tons of different techniques you can use, and I've read this book myself 2 or 3 times. I have 2 book clubs arranged around this book, and I've just gotten so much value of it. If you look at my nails here, I used to bite my nails for my whole life. That's a habit that I've gotten rid of. I journal every day after doing my second book club for Atomic Habits, because I found a way to habit stack it. And yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with this one. And I know the book community is I always see this book on people's book of the year. I think it's been like the most popular book of the year for several years now, on Instagram at least. And let's see, what is this? Yeah, book club notes. So why not just throw out some bad habits, install some new ones, get the Atomic Habits by James Clear, and come back here next week for more reviews. And I would like to know also in the comments, after you subscribed and liked, what habits have you installed? No, that's not the word. Maybe established recently. I would love to hear about them in the comments. And see you next week for more book reviews. Bjorn out.